Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature, and it was quite warm today, like 80, about 4, 5, 6, in that area today, in this area. So Starlight didn't go for a hike, but I'm out here at a park. I did get to go swimming, so I just got done doing that and got freshened up. So what a beautiful day. And anyway, here I am at this beautiful park because I wasn't able to get out at a hike and trail. It was just too warm for Starlight to go out, and all I could think of is let's go to a beach somewhere. So that's what Starlight did. And anyway, I hope you're taking really good care of yourself, and not only to be kind to yourself, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. What time do you go to bed, and what time do you wake up? Are you getting enough sleep? And it's so important, because some people, if they don't get that sleep, they are not great to be around, so make sure, because that can catch up to you. Plus, be that change that you want to see in the world, and be kind to yourself and others. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be the change in the world. And we need more people. Some people out in the world they think that it's too late that anything could change, and they're so wrong about that, because I believe in this. That's why I have a YouTube channel. I got grandkids, and I got my kids, of course, but it's the grandkids, and who are they going to marry, and how are they going to raise up their children, and all that stuff. And it is kind of scary the way a lot of people are bringing up their kids, whether they go to church or not. So that's why we really have to change things around as far as the way the world is going. And anyway, besides giving thumbs up, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget the notification bell. That way you do not miss any videos. And also, you could check out my playlist, and you could share. The more you share these videos, that way other people that are out there looking for this kind of information will be able to find it and get that kind of help that they need. And besides sharing my videos, is also, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So this is such a beautiful place. So I've been out here kind of getting familiar with the people that go out here at night. It's such a beautiful place. This is one of my favorites. It does go right around. There's a sidewalk that goes all the way on this side, and it goes behind where I am standing all the way over. I'm going to be walking over to those babies in a little bit here. So this is such a beautiful place, and there's a park down the road from here. So here we go. Today I'm going to talk about a different topic, and because this is what Starlight has been going through for a long period of time, actually my whole life, but now it seems like I'm doing this more than ever, and because that's the universe challenges not just me, but the universe will challenge you, and we're always being pushed to kind of break free from fear and limitations that we put on ourselves. And that's a lot of because of how we've been programmed and conditioned to believe and think. Sometimes our family members, they limit us. They're always saying, oh, don't do that, because something could happen, or even loved ones, maybe your friends, or this happens with Starlight, even strangers will you really, and it has nothing to do with me. It's really about them. It's their fears that they have, and I put other videos about that. So this is not what this video is about on that, but that really goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about as far as this new topic today. And I don't think I really made any videos on this particular topic. So tonight we're going to talk about a different topic. And in order to make it in life, you have to kind of be like this. Is how many of you are a risk taker? And there's different levels to the taking risk in life. And what I have learned in my life, if you do not take any risk, you will not get anywhere. Absolutely not. You will not get anywhere. You will be stuck. And I don't like saying those kind of words. I like to, be positive about things when I say stuff. But really, if you don't take chances in life, and now since I brought that up, is that there's good, there's negative and positive kind of risk that we can take. And believe me, in my past, Starlight has done some crazy stuff. And I definitely got angels protecting my ass. Believe me, I just recently told somebody not too long ago about, something. And I said about a story from a long time ago. And, and there was a reason why I brought that story up, is I was trying to help this man out. And isn't this so beautiful? I'll just zoom these trees in because you really can't see till like I can. But these are so beautiful how they're lined right up by the water. But as far as being a risk taker, there's sometimes, and like I said, Starlight definitely has fallen in this area a long time ago, but now I'm smartening up because the universe wants to be, have me to be wise in what I decide to do. And there's sometimes that we take risk that can actually put us in dangerous situations. And I'm not talking about going for a hike, like people are always trying to scare me about going for a hike. Oh my, you're by yourself, you ought to have a dog with you, and and they don't know. And sometimes people will never understand, even if I told them that I'm protected by God. Even people that say they're Christians, they still don't get it. And I'm not saying all Christians are like this, but I've met definitely many people that were afraid of Starlight living in her car out in New York, So we do have to really be wise at the kind of risks that we are taking. So there's a squirrely friend. So are you a risk taker? Do you take risk in life, And we have to in life, It starts out when we're little, when we're little, it's different because, when you never had anything happen, little kids are not afraid of anything, so the parents are always running around like, oh my, I can't believe you were just going to do that, because the kids they haven't experienced pain yet to understand that some of those things that they do when they're kids can actually really hurt them, or, worst is, they could die from some things that they try because they don't know that those kind of risks that they're taking is, not good, and I've seen, or I definitely have seen, I knew a family that long time ago, I had an old van, and they were using it, and they had all their kids in the car. And where I lived at the time, I lived in Pennsylvania with other people, and right where the parking spot was like a 5-foot drop that went down to the neck, to the grass, and behind the grass was a throughway, a bypass that was right behind our house. And this family not only did this once with their children, they did it 3 times that I know of. I don't know if they ever learned their lesson on this, because after the first one, you would think not to do that again. But sometimes it does take longer for parents to remember not to do certain things or to catch things with your kids. And what happened is that the family was inside the house. The 3 girls was in the car. The car was running, while the kids were in the car, and mommy and daddy was in the house talking to me and some other person. And then while we're talking, because they weren't really in the house very long, that's how quick this happened, not even 5 minutes. And then we heard a boom, and we didn't know what it was, so we all like ran around like, what the heck was that, and it sounded like in the driveway. And before we know it, we looked out, and there goes the van, behind the house going. And there's 3 little girls that were not even seatbelted in at that point, because that's how they got the van moving. And it's just amazing, because that was my vehicle, where there was a tree that was behind the house with other trees, of course. But that van actually it actually stopped the van from going out to the bypass road that was behind the house, so, and it actually caused the wheel to turn, so, and that's what happened when it just head first down to the ground. It actually took the steering wheel and made it turn to a left, and then it kind of kept on going to the left instead of straight backwards, towards the bypass. So the kids were really just shooken up. Nobody had to go to the ER. But see, those were kind of risks that kids didn't know any better, but the parents should have, that was something that, already happened before, where their kids try to take off with a car. And, it happened 3 times with 3 of their girls. Each one had to try this out, hey, let's try to drive a car. And so those are kind of risks when little kids, they don't understand. Or, some people, you might be guilty of this. Starlight did do this one time, and that was the end of it. Was, whoops, hey, I forgot my pen. Ooh, sorry about that. I had a pen that exploded in my bag. I didn't want to put it back in my bag, but I didn't want to leave it around. I don't like throwing trash around. So anyway, is drinking and driving, that's not a good risk to take, when you were drinking and driving. And also, like, if you are a person that likes to go out, whether you go to the bar or whether you like to stay at home and then go somewhere after, and it is kind of hard, like, you got to have a designated driver ahead of time, especially going out to a bar. But you got to make sure you get a person that really doesn't want to drink at all. And this is what happens sometimes, is the designated driver decides, hey, you're having so much fun, I want to have so much fun too. And then they end up both drinking, where now there's no designated driver. So if I say I'm a designated driver, absolutely I'm not going to drink alcohol. I had to do that before with my son and my daughter-in-law. We went to a birthday party. Everybody was drinking and smoking pot, and Starlight wanted to do it all, and I wouldn't take one sip of alcohol. I wouldn't even take one hit of marijuana, because I know my son would have freaked out if he knew. He would not have felt safe with his mom driving behind the car with being high, or being high, or intoxicated with alcohol. Even if I only had one glass, my son would have really not have liked that, even his wife. So those kind of risks we don't want to take. But the risks that I really want to talk about, is like right now I'm taking the step of faith. So that's a risk, where the universe tests Starlight and says, okay, Starlight, you have a choice. You could sit around, all day and do nothing, because, you got to take this step of faith here, or you're not going to go anywhere. And is it fun? Absolutely not. It's one of those things. I'm like, oh no, it's a step of faith day. Today is a day that, I gotta get behind that wheel, and, God is gonna, as long as I believe, that's the whole part, is that I gotta trust God, that God is gonna take care of things, and God has. So, but it is, I can't say it's not scary. It is scary when I do have to take those risks out there and get behind my car and say, okay, there's, like right now my light in my car is yellow for empty, no gas in the car. And it's amazing how far today I was able to drive, with that yellow light in my car, letting me know that there's no gasoline in your car, Starlight. And but God does this to test me out, and it really helps me out, because the more and more that I go through this, the more and more I trust the universe. I'm gonna have all my needs taken care of. Hello. So now I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that, where you're, like you take that step of faith, and it's almost like I feel like every time that I gotta go through this is that like I'm on a cliff somewhere, like a game. I'm always thinking of video games when I'm in this situation where you're playing a video game and you got to go across, like, we'll say lava is down below, and you got these rocks, and you got to get across the lava area, and you're way up top and the lava's down below, but there's stones that you can jump across to get to the other side, because you got to get to the other side, because that's how you're going to finish the game. And even playing video games, you take risk. You're like, oh no, if I don't jump right, if I don't make that good jump, I'm going to fall in the lava. So we do have to take risk in life. And some people are scared all the time. They don't want to, they're afraid to do this. They're like, oh no, if I do this, this could happen. And I did make a video a long time ago of what if, because man, if we could sit all day long and say, well, Starlight, what if this happens? And Starlight, what if that happens? And, even when I was coming out here to move to Florida, oh my, I had so many people trying to scare me from even coming out to Florida. I had so many people, whether I knew them or whether I didn't, people were trying to stop me from even getting to where I am. And, I am so glad that I let all that go. I didn't listen to anybody. I kept on going. And I want to be able to enjoy all of this. How beautiful this is. I'm like, this is so beautiful. I get to see more of the detail here, because way back here you can see the tree trunks and all that, but this is so beautiful. You can't see it the way I see it here. Nothing's ever as good as it is in person, just like meeting people. But yeah, you have to take risk in life. Even like learning how to drive a car. That's you're sitting, you don't know how to drive, and then somebody's gonna, you get your permit, then somebody is like helping you to learn how to drive. Starlight always thought she could have done like a driver instructor. I thought I would have done great for that, because I'm very patient. So and that, where the student that is trying to learn how to drive, they're taking a risk. They could get in a car accident. But what if somebody says, oh, you shouldn't do that, because anything could happen, and things do happen sometimes where it doesn't even matter how old the person is. It could be somebody my age or even older that wants to learn how to drive. Maybe there's reasons why they never could get their license before, and they, the longer you wait, I believe it's even worse. Get it done and over with. Just get her done, kind of thing. Like, don't make it wait. Because I know when I was in school and we were playing like games, or we had to do something and we had to get in line. And, like, I always wanted to get near the front of the line. I really didn't want to be the last person to learn how to do something in front of all my classmates. I'm the girl that was like, man, I'd rather get this done and over with than be the last one, because I found, if I was like the last student in line waiting to do what everybody else did, boy, did my nerves get rattled. I would be like, oh my, by the time I got up to be the one to have to do whatever we had to go through, like even if it was training at a job, my heart rate is bouncing out of my chest, and I don't function very well. So to me, it would be better if I just getting near the front of the line. That way I can get it done and over with, get it out of my mind, get it off my chest. So if you got things that you're dealing with, even like simple things of taking a risk of asking a guy out or a girl out, and it's scary, a long time ago I actually got brave, to ask a guy out. And how did that go, Starlight? Well, it didn't go that way. But you know what? I learned a lesson. It was just a lesson that Starlight had to learn, is that, at least I did something about it, At least I went out and did it, even though I was scared, even though I thought, man, Starlight, you got some balls. No, Starlight, no, you don't have balls. Starlight, no, you don't have balls. But sometimes I am very bold at times. But we have to take risk in life because, like with fear, I'm trying to think of the meditation I just did. But you gotta really not let fear control your life, because if you're letting fear control your life, then you're not getting anywhere. And that's the same as like taking risk in life, is that even to go for a job. Starlight just went for a job the other day, so getting ready. Starlight's not a fan of the interview part. Let's skip the interview, just give me the job, It's too funny. My daughter loves the interview part, and Starlight's like, you know what, I'm a great worker, just hire me, let's get this done and over with, let me sign the paper so I can start tomorrow. But it doesn't go that way, Starlight. So Starlight has to take that risk of say, hey, I gotta go and see if I can, I'm gonna put myself out there to see if I can get that job. So we have to take risk in life. And sometimes even risk are involved with letting people go, where, there's people in our lives that could be family or, loved ones, friends, husband or wife, where, you're probably thinking, we've been together for 20 years. And a lot of people always say about their kids, they don't want to end that relationship until their kids are done with school. And to me, it's just best to really get her done, face it, because the more you leave it, you just let it go, and, it gets harder and harder. And then, the whole stress level of living with that person, depending on how they are and how you are, as far as getting along, and especially if there's been really some horrible stuff that's gone on between the husband and wife, it makes it even harder to, is it better for the kids that you are, fighting back and forth, until they get done with school? Absolutely not. Do you think the kids don't get affected when mommy and daddy are, not getting along? The kids don't like this stuff. It's like walking on pins and needles in the house, It's not a very comfortable feeling for the kids. It's just really not a good setting for the kids to be in, no matter what age they are, because sometimes the parents think the kids don't know any better, but they do. They know better. Just because you see them a certain way, it doesn't mean that they're not responding in a negative way, in the situation and fearing what's going to happen with mommy and daddy. So to me, I don't think it's really a wise thing to, people are waiting for the right time. Oh, you know what? No, I don't feel it's the right time. But now is the right time, You just got to nail it in the end, in the butt, and just like, you know what? I'm not going to put this off anymore. I got it, and a lot of people, it's because of financial situations and all these things they don't want to face as far as breaking up, or even like friendships and stuff like that, where, there's times that the longer you wait, on ending relationships, it just makes it that much harder to let go. So, and when you do finally let go, you'll be like giving yourself a pat on your back, and you say, hey, I did it. You know what? It was hard. It took me a long time. It might have took you years to finally get there, but you took that risk, of losing somebody, that, letting somebody go that you realize that is not actually healthy for you, as far as the relationships go. And but at the end, you will feel better. No matter what kind of, as long as it's a healthy risk, a thing that's going to help you, you'll feel better in the end that you finally nailed it. You finally faced it. You didn't ignore it. You didn't, and that's what a lot of people do. They don't want to face these things. And I know people that they're dealing with a lot. They are afraid to. Some people, they've been afraid to drive somewhere, and that's where Starlight was. And look at me now. I'm in Florida. I can't say I don't think about it, but what it is I just pray to Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to put a triple shield of protection around me every time I get, behind a wheel now. So I wasn't like that before. So I took a risk, to come out here, and my story is not finished, like somebody said not too long ago. So right now I'm just job searching, waiting for another interview and to see, if I'm a good fit somewhere where I belong. And that's what like I say, well, like people say, is when one door closes, another door opens, so there's, God has a job and a place for me, and it is, you got to take a risk. You just can't sit and do nothing. You got to get out there and do something instead of just thinking that life is just going to happen automatic to you. So anyway, I really hope you get a lot of help. And I don't know what you're dealing with as far as, what kind of risk are you taking right now? Oh, Starlight, I'm taking a risk of maybe, I had to do this years ago and it was not easy, I had my own cleaning business, where sometimes, you have to let things go in order to move on and grow and stuff like that to really where God wants you. So it is a risk to let something that you really enjoyed doing, but it wasn't your life purpose, So letting go of things that you're so used to and that like you were really great at doing it and something that you felt really good about is sometimes we have to, oops, sorry, I got all this weight behind me, is to let things go, or people that are really not healthy for us in a good way. And if you find yourself, in a situation where it's not actually helping you, hello, beep, is it's really good to, like especially if you're in any kind of relationship, is to let those people go and understand that, it was just a lesson for you to learn, and it's better to learn it now than to drag it on and, make it worse. So take it as, like with relationships, it's like, hey, you know what? That was a lesson for me, and not just for you. We're here to actually help each other with different lessons. I can actually teach somebody lessons in their life, whether they want to listen to it or not, whether they want to learn a lesson from it or not, that's all up to them. But I just recently had to let somebody out of my life go, and it was an eye-opener for me, and I've known it for a long time. So letting go is not easy, but there's times that we got to take that risk and let people go, and you'd be surprised, the doors will open up when you do, because for whatever reason, the people that you might have been with, whether a guy or girl, or if you were married or not, is that it just means that God has something more for you in your life that will be a better fit for you. And, so think about the thing that you had to learn, and what kind of risk you had to take, So anyway, ding, I do love you. And, even if you had to learn a lesson, maybe from a friend or, even family, it's like, what? I got to let you go because, there's things that you're doing that's not good for me, and it's really slowing me down, or it's tripping me up one way or another. Or if you've been lied to by people and you got to let them go, is you might be like, wow, that was my only friend. But you know what? God's got other people. Don't just think that person is the only person God has out there for you to be a friend. And don't hate those people when when you learn some rough lessons out there in life, is just to realize that God wanted you to go through that because it's something that you need to heal from, something that you need to learn from. Not that you got to even talk to those people or see those people. It's just that, you can love them from a distance, and say, hey, I love you, but I got to let you go. And because, it's not good for me to hold on to someone that is not there for me. So, it is hard, especially if you're in a relationship with somebody that you've been together for who knows how many years, and you gotta take that risk of letting them go because you got kids involved and you got like houses involved and things in the house. Who cares really about all the material stuff? You know what? Let it go. Really, and this is where a big problem goes on with couples. They put their money together and bought certain things in the house, and then at the end they're fighting a who's gonna get what. But you know what? Let it go. Let it go. It isn't worth it, really. The headache that it causes just to say, hey, like, I really like this, I really need this, but you're both like, hey, I need it, and I need it, and I put half of the money on this thing, and you know what? You're better off just letting it go. And you might not be able to get another one right away, like a beautiful couch or furniture or stereo or whatever it is that you're fighting over, but letting it go is much easier than holding on. So at least on that, sometimes it's hard. It's a bitch letting go, but there's times that we gotta let go in order for opportunities to open up. Imagine that this whole time that you're holding on to somebody and it's not even the right person for you, and that's the whole reason why you're not meeting the one, is because you're holding on to somebody that's never been meant for you. So let go of those people, but don't hate them. Just realize that it was a lesson. It was a lesson for you, and it was a lesson for them. Hopefully you're learning the lesson is to not be so not to believe everything that comes out of a person's mouth when they say stuff, and test them out, really, and see if they're really true to what they say. So anyway, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't take risks. So I don't know what you're dealing with. Maybe maybe you've got to let go of somebody. Maybe there's somebody out there that is not good for you, not healthy for you. Maybe you got to let them go. God will bless you, because God blessed me before with a vehicle. I've been doing guided meditations for manifestations. So that is, Starlight has needs, and so I'm just waiting for those doors. I let somebody go, and now doors are gonna open up for me because I let go of someone that was not right for me. So anyway, I do love you, love all of you. This is Starlight. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Whoopsie, my bell. I know right now the sun is popping out here. Ding, ding, ding. Don't forget the notification bell. And also you could check out my playlist. I gotta move out of the sun here because I'm not gonna see you very well. Check out my playlist. That way you don't miss any videos that I put in the before. And like I said, when you let go and you take those risks and let people out of your life, that's when things are going to open up for you, because you were wasting all your time and energy on people that don't deserve it. So anyway, I do love all of you, and let's just learn our lessons and move on with our life. And anyway, I love you so much. You can also find me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Anyway, it is a beautiful scene here. I'll just show you. I love these trees in Florida. I'm like, wow, this is amazing how, see, it always looks better when I'm out here looking at it, but these are so beautiful. I'm like, wow, God is something else with the creation of planet Earth and all the trees and plants and animals and people, and there's so many beautiful beings out there. But isn't this so beautiful? It's just it's perfect time of the night to be out at this park. So anyway, I hope you get a lot of help, and if there's somebody you gotta let go, the sooner the better, believe me. Anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.